My name is G.G. Gill, a native of the great state of Georgia. I was born in Hall County, the town of Cave Spring, February 15th, 1844, to the family of Josiah and S.R. Gill, the second of 4 sons, and proud to be Josiah's son. My father was a merchant and also a planter. In time, he even served in the Georgia legislature, and that's where I obtained my gift of gab. I went through school through the 11th grade in Cave Spring, and at the age of 18, I joined the 1st Georgia Cavalry, a fine company of soldiers in our War of Secession from the North. I started out as a private and rose through the ranks to be an orderly sergeant. I fought at Richmond, Murfreesboro, Chickamauga, Knoxville, from Dalton to Atlanta. We covered many engagements, but of course there was our defeat and our surrender at Kingston, Georgia. I returned to civilian life, and in 1867 I moved to the town of Homer, Louisiana, and joined my brother William in working in his store on the square. I've heard on the wind that we were the Walmart of Northwest Louisiana. We had saddles, harness, sundries, furniture. If your dog got sick, we had something to cure the poor pup. We had so many things. We had a 2-story brick building, and it was plumb full. We had 2 warehouses, and as if that wasn't enough to do, we even traded in cotton, the southern man's finest crop. We understood that life could be mighty busy for a businessman, but I love this town, and I was going to do everything I could to improve it. The local college went up for sale at the sheriff's auction one day, and I gathered some friends and we formed a stock company. We took it over, we renovated it, and we made it one of the finest educational institutions in this area. Of course, I couldn't have done all the things I did without my fine helpmate, Miss Lizzie White. She honored me with 4 sons and 2 daughters. Our youngest, Millie, left us at the tender age of 2. And Lila Mae passed at 17. Now, I don't know if you've lost a child, but I think this was one of the reasons I was so fond of my granddaughter in later years. She and her pap lived just around the corner from my house, and each evening after supper time, they would come on down to my house, he to check on Daddy to make sure I was doing all right, and little Mary, her name was Pauline, but I didn't like Pauline, but she answered to Mary, would come in, and I had a table by my chair. And on the table there were bananas, sugar cubes, and rubber bands. Now when Mary first asked for rubber bands, I said, "Child, what do you need with a rubber band? You don't write letters. You don't need to gather them up." "Paw, my stockings fall down. I need rubber bands." "Of course you do, child, and I will have them available." I gave her a choice of one item chosen from one group, a pair of bands, a sugar cube, or a banana. One day she'd come in and say, "I'm in the mood for banana, Paw. Help yourself, child." The next day she might come in and say, "Mama don't let me have sugar cubes at home, but Paw does." Have her sugar cube. She was a lovely child, and I appreciated watching her skip up the sidewalk home with Daddy after she got her treatment. Well, as all things do, time came for me to move on. Some of my comrades in arms had also moved to Louisiana. They heard from me how wonderful Homer was, how temperate the climate, how accommodating to the crops. And when my time to pass came, they came to my funeral and honored me by standing in a row. It took a Methodist minister and a Presbyterian preacher to bury me proper. They wanted to make sure I rested easy and didn't come back to hate them. So they sang my favorite song, Nearer My God to Thee. There was scarce a dry eye in the group that day. I have fond memories, as I said, of my granddaughter. Take your children and visit the old folks. Go out, give them memories. Make them respect the elderly as the elderly love and respect them. I rest now in this ground, a confirmed Methodist. Maybe y'all visited my church up the street. A lovely place. I hear songs coming from there in the evening. I know they're a reverent people and a friendly people. Welcome to Homer, my friends, and thank you for visiting me here.
Thank you.